Up with Krim begins now.
Well, Happy New Year. Fireworks in cities around the world mark the end of a tough 2020. We're talking about what we can look forward to in 2021.
And things might be a little bit rainy yet again this morning, but as temperatures get warmer this weekend, we'll see even more rain chances as well.
It's official. Bloomsday organizers announcing next year's race will once again be virtual.
We sure wish that we were on the streets of Spokane on a Sunday morning, but this is the next best thing.
We'll tell you what you can expect for Bloomsday 2021. Plus, Dry Fly Distillery received an unexpected fee from the FDA for making its Spokanitizer.
It all just happened really quickly. It was obviously disappointing.
Now it looks like they might not have to pay thousands of dollars in fines after all. We'll explain in just a few minutes. Wow, that is just incredible technology, my goodness. Well, the Space Needle is trending this morning after last night's performance. Just take a look and soak it in. Pretty incredible to see. That's not real fireworks, folks. The man behind the magic, his name is Terry Morgan, owner of Seattle-based Modern Enterprises. He says the idea for the show came to him in a dream. He called it a digitally enhanced augmented reality experience that you could watch from home. The city of Seattle wanted to avoid any large gatherings, which is why they decided to avoid any fireworks this year. Now that we can officially leave 2020 behind, we want to know what you're looking forward to most in 2021. You can reply to our tweet or text us at 509-448-2000. You can see we're getting some responses this morning. Some people saying the best thing about 2021 is it's not 2020. So I know a lot of people just looking forward to what this year can bring, right? At 7 o'clock this morning, let us be the first to say Happy New Year to you and your family. We're glad you're here with us on Up with Krem. I'm Tim Pham alongside meteorologist Thomas Patrick. So as you can see on your screen, there was a firework display here in our community, and it was actually spread out throughout the area. There was 4 different ones, and it was a little bit foggy for some folks, Thomas.
Yeah, especially here on the South Hill. A lot of people said they almost had a hard time seeing the fireworks out at Ferris High School, but honestly, it kind of looked like a cool display, and especially the Space Needle augmented reality in Seattle. That was really cool, and that's something you can always watch on repeat as well. As for our weather forecast moving forward into the first weekend of 2021, it is going to get a bit warmer out there, so look for a lot more rain than not, except for a little bit this morning. We're seeing northeastern Washington communities still seeing a rain-snow mix or even some snow, especially at the higher elevations. But as we get a little bit closer to the morning hour, a bit more of the valleys are actually starting to warm up. So you even see from Chewelah to Colville, the highway there should stay all rain. Even in Newport, looks like it's just all rain on the major roadways at the lower elevations, but it might be a close call if you get any farther north than that. You're seeing still 32 degrees in Sandpoint, but everywhere else is pretty much above the freezing mark, so we should be good to go on the roadways this morning. Even yesterday, we saw a drastic improvement just by staying above the freezing mark. Even Lookout Pass had been treated as of this morning because, like, at about 3 or 4 o'clock when I first looked at this image, there was a fresh coating of snow that has since been plowed aside, so crews doing good work there. So the early January 2021 outlook favors slightly mild conditions, but definitely wetter than average conditions, as I'm tracking a lot of rain chances, not just this weekend, but into the week ahead. So I'm looking at how much rain you can expect on top of that melting snow, all coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Thomas, thanks so much. Well, a Spokane tradition will once again look different in 2021. Bloomsday event organizers announcing the famous race will be virtual again this year. Nicole Hernandez joins us now with more information on the changes to the race. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning, Tim. So Bloomsday registration actually opens today, but again for a 2021 virtual event this year. And organizers had a little bit more time this year, so they were able to prep a little bit more, and they actually changed the name for this year's Bloomsday Race, calling it Bloomsday Worldwide. Organizers decided to go with this new name because of just how many people participated and were able to run all over the globe during last year's virtual race. There were people from more than 20 countries who ended up participating last year.
It went very, very well, and we sure wish that we were on the streets of Spokane on a Sunday morning, but this is the next best thing to make sure that we keep pushing forward and we continue that great tradition that we have here in Spokane.
So this year's virtual race will be set up similar to last year. Runners can register online for $25. Then they will be able to walk or run any 12K between April 30th and May 9th. That week, of course, includes the first Sunday of May, which is when Bloomsday normally happens every other year. Anyone who registers will get a race bib, and then finishers will get the 2021 Bloomsday shirt in the mail. All they have to do is just send in their time onto the Bloomsday website. Bloomsday also announced that this year's charity will be the Ronald McDonald House again. Now, this will be the 45th annual Bloomsday for Spokane, and race organizers say that even though they have to make it virtual this year, they're hopeful that the race in 2022 will be back in person. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Let's hope. Nicole, thanks so much. Well, now to the latest on the vaccine. Only a fraction of the vaccines available in Washington state have been administered. The Department of Health is reporting of the 356,000 doses delivered to Washington state, only 58,000 have been administered. Health officials point to several reasons for the delay in administering the shots. First, they say it's obviously a brand new vaccine. There are storage concerns, like Pfizer needing ultra-cold storage. Side effects are also a concern, especially with healthcare workers. Social distancing needs to also be taken into account when vaccines are given, which could cause more delays. They also say the holidays have slowed things down. Kroger announcing it's been approved for vaccine distribution. They're the parent company of QFC Pharmacy. Meanwhile, Washington state remains in the first phase of distribution.
The good news is that we are now starting to see the beginning to a light at the end of this long tunnel. And that's why vaccines continue to be such an important therapeutic, such an important preventive, such an important way for us to protect our communities.
Phase 1A includes high-risk workers in healthcare, some first responders, and residents and staff of nursing homes that are over 65, an estimated 500,000 people in all. Washington state is expected to unveil the next phases, 1B and 1C, early this year. For the latest headlines on the coronavirus vaccine, you can text the word vaccine to 509-448-2000, and we'll send you a couple of links with the most recent information we have. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump returned early to Washington from Florida on Thursday, a decision the White House announced unexpectedly the day before. Moments after President Trump returned to the White House, he tweeted a pre-recorded New Year's message.
In the face of great challenges this year, Americans showed incredible grit, strength, tenacity, and resolve. And together we achieved truly historic victories like nobody ever thought possible. We've already begun a nationwide vaccination program, and we're sending the vaccine all over the world. The world will benefit, and everybody's calling to thank me.
A senior Trump advisor told CBS News that the president initially planned to celebrate New Year's Eve at his Mar-a-Lago golf club in Palm Beach and come back to Washington on January 1st. The White House has not publicly said why the president decided to come back early. Across town in D.C., the Senate adjourned without voting to increase stimulus checks. Senate Majority Mitch McConnell blocked the Democrats' attempt to bring a clean vote for a third day in a row.
Socialism for rich people is a terrible way to help the American families that are actually struggling.
All that I am asking Senator McConnell is give us about what is the problem.
Members are preparing to begin the new year by giving the president his first veto override over the National Defense Bill. That vote is expected to take place today. The president's legal team is asking the U.S. Supreme Court to overturn his loss in Wisconsin, though so far the high court refused to hear any election-related cases. President Trump is also pushing a fight on Capitol Hill for January 6th when Congress meets to count electoral votes. Several House Republicans and one Missouri Senator, Josh Hawley, say they will object during the count.
You've got 74 million Americans who feel disenfranchised. This process right here, my one opportunity to stand up and say something, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Nebraska GOP Senator Ben Sasse blasted his colleagues on Facebook, saying, quote, "The president and his allies are playing with fire." Well, a popular local distillery was slapped with thousands of dollars in unexpected fines. This after they stepped up and helped the community in true Inland North Best fashion. But now the federal authorities are stepping in to make sure the business doesn't pay a dime. And after years of planning, Spokane's first urban co-housing community started construction this year. After the break, an update from the community on how the pandemic affected their progress. Well, many use the start of the new year to reset and make goals, but this year, your New Year's resolution may look a little different during the pandemic. At 7:30, a local dietitian joins us to tell us the practical things we can all do today to stay on track.
And we have a wet stretch of weather out ahead of us. It really started yesterday morning, so I'm tracking rain for the next several days. And when that's set to arrive over the course of this weekend, your forecast is coming up on Up with Crowd.